Eh bien bonjour à tous les amis, c'est Penguin. Aujourd'hui on se retrouve pour une nouvelle vidéo sur Stanley Parable. Alors c'est un jeu que j'ai fait et que je viens de comprendre dans le dernier épisode. Et en gros c'est un jeu à choix et je vais essayer de faire d'autres choix. Alors la première fois qu'on avait fait un choix c'était descendre en bas.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Descendre à droite et partir en bas.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ouais, la dernière fois j'avais pris ici, maintenant je prends là.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Je vais jamais te donner une chance.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. No. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Qu'est-ce que je fais?
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look. Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Ce jeu, il est incroyable.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
Ouais.
You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Il doit faire ça pendant 4 heures. Hop. Je comprends pourquoi ils m'ont demandé l'heure. Ah, j'ai la flemme. Vas-y, brûle.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Prends ton temps. Ça me fait penser, il y a tellement de choses sur ce jeu. Je crois que je pourrais pas toutes les faire. Tiens.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley?
Ouais,
What's our
ce jeu me parle.
backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Wesh, tu veux brûler Minecraft? Oulala, tu vois. Tu vois pas vraiment. Oui, juste Firewatch.
No, it can't be.
Ouais, je lag.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Non. Non.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Oh,
You wandered off into that thing. That big open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Ok. Bah, d'accord.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
La miniature à gaffe, j'ai pris.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Je peux pas me passer une
Lots of
voiture et une
cars here in the
balle.
back, but obviously there's no
Je montre mes
racetrack.
talents.
Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ah, c'est la balle. Ah, c'est du foot, c'est du foot. Ok, ouais, c'est un jeu de sport. pas pour ça qu'il s'appelle Rocket League, qui est une voiture. Flip reset, ok.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on? Stanley, I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Oh, il se passe quoi? Cassez-vous. Je fais comment moi? Cassez-vous.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
C'est ça que je voulais en fait.
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time because guess
En fait,
what?
j'avais pas de place sur la play.
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Il va vraiment partir, il va plus revenir. Il ne l'aura plus là. Arrête.
Hold on. What are you doing?
J'ai cassé le jeu. Je suis trop. Ouais. Wesh.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come.
Allez, je me casse. J'ai écrit ma propre histoire. Ciao les bolos. Oh. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? C'est backroom. J'ai fini le jeu. Hein? Ok. C'est de ressent tout ça. Un peu de lumière, ça réconforte. Ah, 427, c'est moi. C'est mon bureau.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon.
Ok.
Very soon. I can wait.
J'espère dans pas longtemps. Ah. La fin charge, écrit. The end is loading. Et ben, un seul choix.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory.
Si je descends en
What did it
bas,
look
je
like?
rechange, je
There was
prends
a
une autre
computer,
porte, je
perhaps,
force.
and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Mais demande s'il y a quelqu'un qui a terminé toute... qui était sorti.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
Et je
left.
reprends le
This
même,
was
mais
not the
je me
correct way
demande
to the
si je
meeting room,
descends pas.
and Stanley knew it
Qu'on voyait.
perfectly well.
Voyez.
Perhaps he wanted to
Où
stop
je
by
prends
the
la
employee
porte
lounge
rouge.
first, just
Voyez.
to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager
je
to get
descends
back
là-bas,
to
mais je
business,
prends...
Stanley took
Je
the
vais
first
descendre.
open door on his left. Stanley was so
Bah,
bad
bon.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
passé par là.
wrong foot here. I'm
Et
not your
genre,
enemy,
je
really,
monte,
I'm
vous voyez.
not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be
je
difficult,
monte là-bas.
but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been
Moi, je vais casser
neglecting,
l'histoire.
Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for, this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Sortir. Non, il va sonner.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait.
Hey,
Oh,
good.
goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't
C'est
supposed to be a
les
choice.
autres,
How
là.
did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
Huh?
None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Hey.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the
Non, je
situation?
sais pas.
Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Et j'ai mal au crâne, je vous jure. Practice. Ok.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Je sais pas ça. Faut monter.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Oui. Il y a vraiment mis des grillages partout. Je peux pas passer. Bon, niqué. Je fais comment, moi?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Je suis en train de casser le script. Je peux pas rentrer. Ouais, je m'enfuis. Allez, ciao. Oh, il y a plus la voix.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe
Okay.
after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Non. Oh. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Mais non. Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh. My story. If you'd
C'est
just gone
comment?
through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make this behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Frérot, il doit refait. Enfin, un usier.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's
Il est
office.
bloqué.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Tu dois parler là?
Stanley spoke the code.
Ah,
Night Shark,
Night Shark 115.
He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115.
You have better things to do. I asked you for this
peux
one
pas parler.
single thing, for your respect.
Je te dis ton
The
code
kind
à
of
2 balles
respect
là.
Stanley shows for his choices.
Comment
He
c'était
knows
russe?
what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? You're listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. We need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Bon, ben, les gars, ça a été cool. Bon, ben, j'espère que vous avez aimé. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à lâcher un like. C'était Penguin, à la prochaine. À plus!